Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome to Free Satellite TV Saturday Night Live Stream Chat Room Saturday, October 7th, 2023. We're going to look at the state of Free Satellite TV right now. If you're in YouTube, there is a chat room. You can join us there in the chat room in YouTube. If you're able to hear me, let me know in that. Hopefully my audio is going out. It looks like I got levels here. And also to call in, you can call in through Discord. I'm doing things a little differently right now. It's just without having to use the restream. I haven't really been live streaming as much as I used to be. Things have been very busy over the summer. I've after doing that bike video, I remember I hurt my arm and landed on my head and jaw, and I was still okay, but I was anyway. And things were just quite busy this summer, so I kind of took it a little bit easier this summer. So we got people on. I haven't actually streamed this way in a while. That's cool. Yeah, so I've set up my stuff right here in front of my satellite dish or green screen. Somebody's running in my backyard. Who is that? I think that's me. Somebody. I can't click on this. Okay, but I can do this. Some streaming says I tried it all day to get 99 KU band, but no luck. I wonder if you can get Galaxy 19. That'd be interesting, because Galaxy 19 might be a little better. It all depends on the dish you're using too. I find you need like a larger dish for Galaxy 16 at 99 West. So I guess I'm coming out. You can hear me. I'm going to join the Discord server. People are chatting in there just a minute ago. So, there we go. There, I'm in the Discord server now. So if anyone wants to call in, they can through the Discord server and the general server here. Let me just do video. Oh. So right there is where that is. And my video capture thing is not working now. Leave it to oh, there's Patrick joining us, and okay. Hey guys, how's it going?
Good, how are you?
Good. I don't know if you're really loud there, Patrick, or Patrick the North Coaster Hobby, if you followed his YouTube channel. I think I got a thing for the Discord. Zoom in. How do I just show this here? I'll try to show you guys what we're doing here on Discord. Yeah, so this is the Discord server for the satellite TV. There's a link in the description of this video here on how you can connect to that. If you want to call in and join the discussion. Just go over the chat room. So yeah, so we're going out on YouTube here, and we're off to the races. Yeah, so I've had a busy summer. I've had actually a bit of a bummer this summer. One of my satellite receivers, like I never reviewed it on my YouTube channel, but I used it as it was like one of those cheap eBay, Amazon, you get them on eBay and Amazon satellite receivers, but it bit the dust, and so and I was just using it for feeding off of one of my KU bands, like for my master antenna system. So it bit the dust, and in doing that, my motorized dish is not functioning properly. I can't move it. It doesn't calculate the movement as well. So I'm in the process of trying to fix that, but there's so much on the go right now, so it's a little tricky to do that. see. My Firefox went away. There we go. Yeah. Well, you can always find channels if you're looking for channels in North America over on Linksat. I don't know why I always refer to this. Go away. And Galaxy 19. So somebody asking about 99 West, which is Galaxy 16. So I'll skip past the C-band channels because there's a lot of the C-band, but he was saying KU band. I just want to say this one more time to emphasize this. C-band, you'll know it's C-band because it will be like a 4-digit number, and that means you need a large dish to pick up these channels, like family broadcasting when you look at Linksat. KU band, there's Montana PBS. And Patrick, you were saying Montana, you're finding that coming in better, easier to pick up on 99? I don't know if he has his audio up. Ooh, they're gone. I didn't realize that. At least according here to the Linksat, the PBS channels, except for Montana PBS, are all gone.
They're gone?
Well, they're all gone off Linksat, but I thought I saw the PBS, unless they've never been reported here on Linksat.
I'm gonna check right now, actually.
Yeah, if you got it hooked up, I'm all set up downstairs. I should probably set up a satellite. Well, I could, and I tried to do that for videos before, to be set up down here, or set up my Edison box. Actually, what I do have, I'll just switch back to this. For my Edison box, like how I typically do everything, I do it remotely over my network server. So 192.
Bobby?
Yeah.
Oh.
And I don't know if it shows anything here. Shows the signal quality and all that. Yeah, so I usually just use a remote connection like this, my Open Web IF, which comes in like any of the Open ATV satellite receivers. So you can actually like watch your programming in the on any device, pretty much on any computer, on your home local area network. Tells you the provider and all that. Yeah. We have Kurt joining us as well over on the Discord server.
Hello.
There we go. Let me just.
How's it going?
Good. Here, I don't know why that stopped working. My camera is gonna break on me while I'm live tonight. Let me see if I can. Oh, it's working now. Once I grabbed it. Oh wait. There it is. Okay, it was not my error. I guess it was just. Yeah, so if you want to join us in Discord, you can do that. We had like 5 or 6 people in Discord just before the stream started.
Yeah, now we lost North Coaster.
Yeah. So if that's from what I'm looking at over on Linksat, and if there's just two channels that you can pick up at Galaxy 16, but I thought, oh yeah, Patrick actually he said he's going to check it out. Maybe where his computer was, it's not where it's.
Oh right, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I could go check it upstairs, but it would.
Oh, there he is.
There
He's back.
Yeah.
You guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yep.
I hear you.
Okay, good. I had a little Wi-Fi problem there. Sorry about that. Yeah, I looked. Nothing's coming in there on 99.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And, yeah, none of the PBS any in there.
Not even Montana
no,
PBS?
It wasn't coming in for me now, but I mean, for me, I'm only using a 33-inch dish.
Oh yeah.
So it's possible that it's just, intermittent signal for me.
Yes, and I'm using a
So
4-foot dish for my what's that thing called there? The Galaxy 16.
yes,
Show off.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
We got 44 viewers on our views tonight. Wow. I thought we'd only have like 10 or 20. Thanks for joining in tonight if you're joining me for the satellite discussion. I appreciate you. I got people who are like, we can connect. We're into this strange, like, niche, not a normie technology. It's kind of like, if you're into DXing, like over-the-air TV signal and things like that.
if you think listening to AM radio at night is cool, then you'll like satellite.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think that's a good way.
Although it might be a little harder to tune in some of these things.
You get more you get more content on a satellite. I guess like internet too is like you could start a internet radio station.
You know what I found this summer is I found that I was enjoying a lot of the radio channels on Galaxy 19.
Right. Yes. I noticed that I lost some of mine. I wonder if I need a third and fourth screen here to do all this. Guess we just moved here. I just moved my thing here.
Yeah, I've got my computer open here so I can see your chat room, and I'm talking to you on my phone right now. Couple screens is good at least.
Someone's been asking me, is the QVC channels on Galaxy 19?
I think they are. Yeah, I've got my computer open here so I can see your chat room, and I'm talking to you on my phone right now. Couple screens is good at least.
Someone's been asking, is the QVC channels on Galaxy 19?
What's up?
Delay there.
There's a delay there. Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Okay, he's talking. He's not someone like just playing the audio back, or Rick-rolling us, which has happened to us before on a stream.
Yeah,
No, I was just trying to get the QVC channels in. I just haven't been able to get them in.
Yeah. It's, you know what? The funny thing is for me is because I get that over the air. Are you able to turn down the YouTube video, I guess, of this? Because I'm getting the feedback that the loop back, I guess.
QVC channels in. I just haven't been able to get them in.
He'll do that. QVC is like I get it on the over the air on the antenna, and but it's been on Galaxy 19 for a long time. Galaxy 19 used to have like so much good content. I used to love it when they had Retro TV and Tough TV on Galaxy 19, and and Tough TV played wrestling on, was it Friday or Saturday nights? And it wasn't WWE. It was like, like some small wrestling promotion that you would get. I'll go back to
the ones you would never see on like regular network TV.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Danny Shortwave, I've been following your channel. Danny Shortwave has a channel, AMDXing greetings, and he does live streams as well where he talks about shortwave. And I wanted to figure out what's the best radio. I love my Redicus. I got one of these Redicus radios, and I use it for podcasts all the time because you can put MP3s in it. But some frequencies work fine on this, but like AM and certain shortwave frequencies, like the lower shortwave, doesn't work very well. It's being hailed. Greetings, Starfighter. You've been recruited by the... Okay.
Robbie, Kevin is saying that...
Is that that's over in Discord?
Yeah.
No, okay, in the Discord.
No, the in your YouTube chat. Kevin's saying that the 99 PBS channels are coming good for him there.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. I think it's
So maybe it's just us.
Yeah, I think it's been the spotting for it because I've been getting and I was very happy that I was getting it on Galaxy 19 because I added more channels to it. I get not to be too political, but obviously I get a right-wing perspective from InfoWars, and I get a left-wing perspective from PBS on some of their programming. So I like that. I like having getting different perspectives. I wish everyone could get along and be more understanding of each other. But we'll move past politics. We're talking satellite. But yeah, I can get. It's nice to be able to get more channels on a satellite because sometimes I find sometimes there'll be a satellite that has one killer, your one channel that you want to watch, and then but then the other channels are on different satellites. So it's nice to be able to. I don't know.
That's when you grow the farm.
Yeah, you have to grow the dish farm. You have to have a KU band dish, and I mean, if I had if I had the ability, I would basically have just because to do testing and all that, I would have an 8-footer, a 4-footer C-band, and a 10-footer just to check the signal on different dishes.
Can y'all hear me now? Can y'all hear me now? All right.
Yeah, I hear you. Is that Wizard? Something?
Yes. How you doing? How you doing, buddy? I'm doing all right. How you doing, buddy?
Good. Yeah, your sound is a lot better now.
Cool. Awesome. Oh, the dog's talking too.
A little while ago, my kids were talking in the background as well.
Right.
I'm trying to figure out this comment here. Sorry, I'm looking at. Used to have a but. Okay, I thought someone was asking about getting their dish working again or something like that. Yeah, I think C-band, like you're saying, Patrick, that North Coaster, that you're having trouble because you got a 5G tower really close to your house. I don't have a whole lot of 5G issues, but I have issues with 5G on certain frequencies, I think. Some frequencies I can't pull in anything with my 8-footer. But it's kind of coming down to the fact that the rumors is always doom and gloom with satellite. And they're always saying, 5G is going to happen. You won't be able to get any C-band satellite. It won't work at all. Never, ever. Dead. Won't work. But it still works. It's just what it does is cause interference on certain frequencies. They did do a repack on satellite. So a lot of the frequencies, for example, like the MeTV channels on 101 West, which are pretty much my main go-to C-band channels for MeTV, Heroes and Icons, and Story Television. I really like Story Television, History TV, and there's a bunch of other channels on that. But it's just the fact that in a couple of years ago they were on a lower frequency, and they're very weak. Like they were not very strong signals. Sometimes I wouldn't pick up the MeTV channels and stuff like that. I'd have my dish really angled, and I use a super power jack mover, so it had to be one read sensor setting, about 2 different read settings of the movement of the actuator to actually get it. Where some satellite channels you can you have almost 10 settings to you're getting signal. And then sometimes you can you want to be in that prime peak spot where you get the highest amount of signal.
Some of them you get a lot of leeway on, that's for sure. And other ones, you're talking a millimeter basically. So, yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Danny's answering my question here as what shortwave radio to get, because I really wanted to get. There's so many things about a shortwave radio. I want something that can record. Would be a nice feature. It's not a game changer. USB charging. I really like the fact that they have an ion battery and you can charge it and not have to change AA batteries. I mean, I did have one that it had rechargeable batteries, and that was one I've used for almost 10 years now, and it was a Grundig. But I just found that radio wasn't always the best built radio. So I'd like to get a good shortwave radio that Works as well as my crank radio. I don't have it here, but I have a crank radio, and when I went camping, that thing worked like it kicked like a mule. It kicked like a mule, and I pulled in stations from like all over the place. But the only problem is it was a analog tuning one, so if it shook a little or the plastic twisted a little bit on the thing, it changed frequencies.
Okay. That little reticus there that you have, is that a digital one?
It's a digital tuning one, yeah. And
okay. I think I have that one.
Yeah, it's a very low cost one. It's like $20.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the one I got. You know what I got to get is one of those MLA loop antennas you were saying.
Those are amazing. I got that hooked up to this machine, this computer that I use for my live streams, and it's amazing. Like I can see shortwave radio stations. And I think it works even better. They improved it to the MLA 30 plus, and because I live in I got aluminum siding and a metal roof, I can't really hear anything inside my house. So it's nice to have like an outdoor antenna for shortwave radio, and that's what I want. Now a lot of amateur radio people will just tell me you can just build your own dipole, run a wire across your house and your neighbor's house because I got a small yard, and they'll just love that. I can't do that. So.
Yeah. Well, in general, having the antenna, whether it's a TV antenna or whatever, having it outdoors is always better.
Oh yeah, always better.
So,
yeah. Danny answered my question, and that's a good point, Danny. That usually better shortwave radios don't have recording features. I should probably just bite the bullet and go ahead and get something like that for shortwave, because I'm really into my shortwave. What I really like to get, Danny, is like a shortwave radio that I can hear in a car. Maybe not a Tesla, but like that's what I find. I can never listen to shortwave in a car. Like a radio that I can pop like a CB radio antenna or something in the car and actually hear a few of the, probably like I won't hear all the stations, but a few of the louder stations. I mean, it's yeah. Although, yeah, it's yeah, SDR, yeah, SDRs are cool to have. They're fun. They're not overly expensive. That's the thing, is some of these shortwave radios are more expensive than all the things I bought for my SDR, because SDRs you got to buy like multiple things. A software-defined radio, like to plug in you need to get an up converter, and you need to get like a really good antenna. Oh gosh.
There's always new toys to buy.
You know what they say about the difference between men and boys?
The cost of the toys.
You bet.
All right. No, I'm not gonna. All right, honey. I'm not gonna buy more satellite receivers. I know I have hundreds of different satellite. I have well, no, not 100.
I'm reviewing them. They sent it to me for free. I tell you.
Yeah, I did get quite a few for free. I didn't have to pay anything for them, but we'll get a new. I'm not going to buy any more satellite receivers. Oh wait, well I bought one more. I'm going to test it out. It's a 4K.
Just got to build a shed and hide them away in there. Eh?
Yeah.
But you can only get what, 2 or 3 channels in 4K?
Yeah, I think there's only like 4K. Okay. Good night. I love you. I'm not going to buy any satellite dishes. Okay. My daughter brought that down. They think it's funny. That's like the truffle shuffle. I started doing that in my videos because my kids like that.
You really like the Goonies?
I don't think my kids ever seen the Goonies. I have shown them the clip of the truffle shuffle on like what was that? The Goonies. Yeah.
That's what I was.
I'll go back to my Discord. Is it lining up? Okay, it's lining up different. I have moved.
So where are you at, Robbie?
I'm in Kingston, Ontario, Canada.
Oh wow. Okay, I'm in Maryland, on Maryland Eastern Shore, Maryland, Salisbury, Maryland area.
Okay.
Cool.
Salisbury, Maryland. Where's that on the map?
Right below Delaware.
Delaware. Below. So south of Delaware. Okay, yeah.
Yep, just below it, right?
Is that like another one of the smaller states? Maryland.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, Maryland's small. Yeah. I'm on the east side of the Chesapeake Bay, in between the Chesapeake Bay and the Atlantic Ocean.
Yeah. I see I'm looking at it here on the map here. My Firefox. Bring my Firefox up. I googled Delaware and New Jersey. Yeah, I know. You know why I know Delaware is from the Briscoe brothers because they were from Sandy Fork, Delaware.
I don't know who they are.
You don't know who the okay? No, never. It's not
Nope.
a Ring of Honor wrestling tag team.
Okay, I've heard about some wrestling guys. Yeah, in Delaware. Yeah.
Yeah, and, well, one of them he died in a terrible truck accident like about a year ago. That was very sad. Yeah, it's like
I've heard something. Yeah.
yeah, and his kids were in the truck with him. It was just terrible, and he was like one of my favorite wrestlers. And yeah,
Wow.
Jay Briscoe. Yeah, that was kind of sad. Yeah, and his brother Mark's still wrestling.
Okay, cool. I heard something about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ocean City, they got a car show this weekend. Big car show, Ocean City right now. Beach Resort, nice place.
Yeah, it's like you got so. Maryland is like one of those weird shape states, eh? It's got to be the weirdest shape state.
Oh, definitely, yeah. I'm on the east side, so I'm not near Baltimore or Washington. I'm on the commerce side of Maryland, I guess you would say.
What's that? Like this part here, the commerce. What is that? Like there's an island. There's an island here.
I'm near Salisbury, Maryland. See Salisbury, right below Delaware.
Yeah. I see Salisbury. Yep.
That's my hometown, and I'm like 20 minutes away from Salisbury to the southwest, maybe a little bit.
Oh yeah. That's cool.
Are you near Philly?
No, that's way up there.
That's way up there, and yeah, Philadelphia's up here. Salisbury's down here. Philadelphia's part of Pennsylvania. That's where Tyler's in, but I think he's in like this part or something.
Yeah, I'm from Tyaskin, Maryland, the town.
Yeah.
Tyaskin.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do crabbing and fishing and stuff like that.
Nice. Yeah, we do that too. I did lots of fishing this summer. We were camping, fishing, tent trailering.
Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Hiking and biking.
Riding an e-bike, but I ride an e-bike to mainly I ride my e-bike to work because cars are so darn expensive right now.
I actually got an on and off dirt bike I just bought.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, nice. Yeah.
I don't know. I know I've said this before, but Quant is your friend. If you want to search for stuff and you're in the free satellite TV, Google's your friend too. But I'm kind of, let's try other search engines. I like Quant. I know other people like Start Page and things like that.
I've never heard of it.
Quant? Oh yeah, it's a QWANT. It's a search engine. It's pretty good. Gives you some good results. I've been using it as an alternative to Google.
Cool. I'll get her locked in here on the favorites. Let's see. Yeah. Cool. I'll check it out.
Yeah.
I love Google though.
Yeah. Yeah, I use Google. It's just sometimes the ads and the filtered results. It depends on what you're searching for. So it gives you an alternative. I mean, I remember back in the day I used to use not YouTube, Yahoo. Yahoo used to be what I was watching one of those graphs, where they show like websites, the most popular websites. When Yahoo was at one point the most popular website.
Right. I still use Yahoo Mail actually.
Yahoo, yeah, I use Yahoo. I still have. If you want to email me, I have a Hotmail address that I got in like 1996 or something like that.
I believe Yahoo's owned by Verizon.
Really? Okay, yeah. I imagine they've had a few different owners over the years when it comes to Yahoo.
Oh. Yeah, I got Google email and Yahoo mail mostly.
Well, I guess Quant likes Patrick better than me because like if I type in free satellite TV, Tyler the Antenna Man comes up, or Patrick comes up, North Coaster comes up.
So, do you guys think it's still
Go
worth it
figure, eh?
to set up a C-band satellite or not? What do you think? If I can get one for free, is it worth still setting it up or not?
How
To
big?
set up a C-band?
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably
What
8
size?
foot, at least 8 foot.
There-
At least.
Well, if they can get an 8-footer, yeah, go ahead.
Try it.
Yeah,
It's worth it.
8-footer or a 10-footer for sure it is.
I just like to experiment around to see what I can get. You know, I enjoy it. The K-band,
Oh,
I've been
it's worthwhile. It's
Right.
worthwhile. Yeah,
If you're into the hobby,
especially
yeah, especially
Cool.
especially you're St. Patrick.
Oh, I was gonna say, I mean, especially if you're getting the dish for free. I mean,
Hell yeah.
you know, you can get an L&B for a decent price and, you know, a reasonable receiver. You'll be more than happy with it. I think there's lots to see out there still.
Cool. I just need to find out what satellites to be on, the best ones when I do try it. What do y'all think is the best one to get on the satellite?
For C-band, I'd say go
Yeah.
for 101 West first because it has like a lot of, well, depends on what you like. I like all the old shows that are on 101 West. Like it has like Me TV and Heroes and Icons and Story TV.
Yeah.
I really like Story TV.
Cool.
Yeah. 103 West has got quite a few channels on there too.
Cool.
Trying to think what else now. I don't know about Galaxy 30 these days, but there is still a lot on there though.
My big thing was like for what was it? Trying to.
What about 99 West?
99 on C-band. I don't know what's on there. There's only
The LaCie
there's
channels.
on there,
There's
eh?
the LaCie channels.
the C-Mux. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if I got it right up here on my
Or what are they called now? Family entertainment television or
Family
whatever.
Entertainment Television.
Yeah.
But they come in really strong. Like I used to be able to get those
Yeah.
those with my 4-foot dish. I did get signal, but not locked on my 36-inch with the C-band LMB. But I probably didn't have the focal point right for that.
Okay.
And there's a few of the Mexican, Spanish channels, Victory channel. There's some Armed Forces channels, but they're all encrypted. There's like one test card. There was times when I did see Armed Forces unencrypted, but it doesn't. You don't see that very much. And then on KU band, there's the PBS and InfoWars.
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh wait, it is actually listed. I stand corrected. The PBS channels are listed here on. There's just an ad gem between InfoWars and PBS on the 12-140 vertical mux.
Okay, maybe I got to try a bigger dish then.
Yeah, because like it's a worthwhile satellite feed. Oh yeah, and then there's another KU band one. If you're new, you gotta move.
117.
Yeah, 117 is another good one.
Yeah, and that one's
Rob-
one's a good strong one too. Good. It's
Right.
and they've been on there for a while too. So
Yeah,
Now, can you do a KU NC on the big disc? The KU and the C, L and B, dual.
well, if it depends what kind of a satellite dish you get. Like for C-band, if it's a mesh dish, then no, because the mesh is usually too perforated.
Well,
If it's a solid, maybe, but that might be tricky to set up too, though.
I did. So I did used to have a CKU band LMB on my C-band dish. But what?
Oh, one of those the combo one.
Yeah, I had a combo on there.
Oh yeah.
But what I ended up doing was when I needed the filter, or just because the titanium LMBs were very marginally a little bit better, but not a whole lot better, but they were a little bit better for some of the weaker C-band frequencies. So I ended up using a titanium LMB most of the time.
Yeah,
Did you find it difficult to tune those in?
So the tricky thing with the CKU band LMB is getting KU band. You can get C band, but KU band was really hard to get it. And I just found it was just easier to use an offset dish for KU band.
Yeah.
Right.
And then have like all my LMB all adjusted perfectly, or the best I could get on my 8-foot dish for the C band end of it.
Yeah.
Cool.
It depends on if you're dealing with a mesh dish. It really depends on how fine the mesh is, because KU band sat beams are really tiny, so they could if the mesh is if the holes are too big, it'll pass right through. If the mesh is tighter,
So how
then it might
about
reflect.
put some sheet metal behind it? What do you think?
I don't know. I've never tried that.
Yeah, but
I don't,
some
I
people.
don't know if I would use
Yeah,
sheet metal. I think I would use like metal screen or something.
I mean, I don't know why it's
Obvious.
a mess anyway. Why is it not all metal anyway? I mean, like a KU disc, you know?
The wind.
Because it's
Oh,
wind
yeah.
resistance,
Oh, that makes
but
sense.
also
That makes
it's
sense.
meant
Yeah.
for C band.
Yeah.
C band
Yeah.
wavelengths are much bigger,
Right.
so they'll bounce off that as opposed to passing through it. So that's why.
Cool.
Yeah.
And
So I'll have to try those 99 on C-band. I've got a 6-foot mesh. See if I can't do anything with those.
Okay.
yeah, it's yeah. And as I was saying, we were talking about, we went sidetracked. So it's Utelsat 117 has a bunch of channels. I can pick up stuff with like a Shaw Direct dish with this here in Canada. It's a trickier answer for my American friends when they like if you can find like a used Orbi TV dish, or if you can find a what's the other I guess Orbi, or some people use Prime Star dishes from like way back in the day.
Yeah. Don't some of the direct TV, what is it, the World, or some of those have a linear
Yeah, some do, but most
LNB, I think, eh?
Yeah.
Most are circular, though,
yeah,
eh?
but the dish that most people are gonna have are gonna be like are gonna be probably circular LMBs on it, and then they're gonna come back and say I can't get anything on free to air, and the guy spent all day trying to get it to work, and it's like you got to use probably a larger dish and a linear LMB, which is like a different kind of LMB. And then when you buy the LMB, you realize, wait, this thing doesn't fit on a direct TV dish the way.
Yeah, it's not going to be a straight replacement. That's
You got to buy that mount and the LND.
Yeah.
Yep.
But there's also a lot of adjusting. You got to probably bend the bracket around a bit and get that thing on the focal point. So
I did that today.
It's not just a bolt-on replacement, unfortunately. But it's part of the hobby too. The whole DIY part of it.
Some people do it, and they get it working. So I can see the headache of doing it. I tried to set up one of the multi-dish brackets on when I first got into the hobby, and I found that was it probably would work better for me now, but at that time motor worked a lot better for me using the powered motor for KU band, the Horizon motors.
Yeah, I want to get one of those motors.
Yeah, they're expensive though. Like they've gone up in price. Like I'll just shoot over on eBay.
125 plus 20 ship, I think, something like that.
Yeah, they used to be like $100, like back before their inflation, which the government's not saying, admitting to it all the time,
right?
Or as far as it is, but
yeah, we don't want to get into that.
Yeah. Satellite dish.
You talking the dish mover for the KU dishes?
Yeah. I'll show you.
Yeah.
One of these. This is actually a kit. I usually provide a link to it on my channel, and also like I think on Discord and all that. Anyway, you can find that probably around just a motorized dish, but this one actually comes with the dish and the motor, but it's like $300. I think that would have cost $200 and plus $20 shipping and handling. I mean, some people are going to complain about the shipping and handling, but I mean, that's like the gas to drive to the nearest biggest city that would have anything close to a store that would have that for me to drive there. So, Electronica. Although I think I've had a few people tell me that Electronica sold them a wrong fitting or something. It was a different kind of motor. It wasn't the kind of, they just grabbed it and shipped the wrong motor. And I told them, well, call customer service and get them to give you the right motor, you know?
How's that disc, that 39 inch? Is that all right? That pretty good?
30, is that a 39 or is that a 36? Because look at these numbers here. It has 39, 36. So I thought it was a 39. And then I did have people, I think another thing I heard is people said that they got a 36 inch. Because like here it is, it says 39, which makes you think you're buying a 39-inch dish, which is there is 39-inch dishes, and that's a good dish. I know Fairpoint Farms, Eric, that's what he bought. I recommended, and that's what he got, from what I could see in his video where he was using it.
I bought a 39 thinking it was a 39, and it ended up being like a 36-inch tall. But I think
36 tall. That's what mine was. I have one. So that's what this is. This is what it's saying here. It's just the lost in translation part. So it's 36 tall, 33 wide, because it's kind of like almost like a little bit of an egg shaped. It's certain,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's advertising.
39. I don't know. It's like TV sets, right?
They should put 39 inches on that advertisement right there.
Yeah, it's. I wish they would fix that. I mean, I'm not no affiliation with these guys. I just say, people ask me, where can I buy a good KU band motor? I'm like, right here.
Wow, where's that coming from? That's international too. Is that China?
Electronica. It says right here from the United States.
Oh, New York. Yeah.
Oh yeah, wow. They're out of New York. Okay, because there's another guy, RP Satellite, and he's out of Canada, and he sells a lot of this stuff.
I've got a Hughes dish that's about 39 inches.
There's a lot of junk TV antennas.
Yeah, that's what they really need to work on, is that antenna stuff, local TV television. They can't get that right, the technology.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Oh yeah, you know what? And I wanted to have a segment tonight where we could talk about ATSC 3, because like it's such a flaw. I'm not saying it is a flop, but it definitely is in the stages of really flopping when LG won't.
Lucky Gold Star.
It is a sad state of affair.
Yeah, it's like these broadcasters have really shot themselves in the foot. They had the Golden Goose, right? Like a better television signal. Who's making all that noise? Who's making all that noise? Okay. Do I need to bring the audio down just a hair?
Hey.
So Wizard Magic, your audio, like your background audio, is
really?
Yeah.
Me? Is it me?
Yeah, it's coming through.
My microphone level turn down a little bit. How's that?
Should be fine. Anyway, I'll continue it. So yeah, with ATSC 3, yeah, it's kind of a disappointment. I did have a Zapper box, which I was looking at, and I sent it back, and they haven't really gotten back to me to do a video on it. I was able to get like 3 ATSC 3 channels, but the bummer part of it was they're not allowed to have the software. It's perfectly capable, but it's all legal for them to have like a PVR function in this thing, like in this. What is the Zapper box, like $300 or $200? Oh, we'll look it up here.
Yeah, it's somewhere in there, $250 or so American, I think.
And all it is like something. So, like for me to get a couple extra at this time.
What channels were you getting, Robbie?
Well, it was. I typed in Zapper. Here, I'll show you my Firefox. So I typed in Zapper, and the Nintendo Light Gun Zapper came up.
Yeah,
All right, Zapper
I'm
box.
mistaking it for
There's
the
none.
Nintendo.
Nah, Zapper box is not coming up on eBay.
What channels were you getting, Robbie?
Oh gosh, I do have video capture footage of what I was picking up because I was making a video of it, and I sent it back because there was a software issue, and I haven't heard back from them. But I was able to get about 3 channels. I think one out of Syracuse. I think it was
Yes, that's so close to me, and I've been wanting to get a box, but
it's not.
I want to pay like $100 or less, and they just not there yet.
It's not worth it. It's not worth it for Syracuse because there's only one channel. It's the same channel that's already ATSC 1. At least 3, 4, 5 months ago, whenever I did the.
Yeah, that's what they. Yeah, they were already 3.0. Yeah.
Yeah, so there's not a whole lot of channels that are 3.0. I mean, so yeah, I'm not overly excited about ATSC 3 at this point. Yeah.
Because ATSC is gonna ruin TV for everyone. Well, 3.0.
3.0. Well, the thing is, if the broadcasters are gonna like step away from it, if nobody has an ATSC 3 TV, you know, so it's yeah, like,
well, they haven't gotten the inexpensive boxes, and I'm saying, okay, $100 shipped, I'll go buy one. But no, there's nothing. You gotta spend 200 plus, and that's the one, the popular one that will the home run.
Yeah.
Right, that's one of the major ones you can get now. But I'm like, yeah, I don't need that, so I wait.
Yeah, it's yeah, ATSC 3.0 is like, so yeah, there's the HD home run, which has like $200 for 3 channels.
So that's over the air with antenna.
Yeah, this is the new ATSC 3 standard.
I don't know what that is. ATS. I never heard of it.
Okay, well, it's a new television standard that's it's been rolled out over the last few years.
Like, because you have to pay for it.
Yeah, and what the broadcasters want to do is they want to have a subscription tier to it, so that people have to pay and have their box connected to the internet. There'll still be like the main one channel that will be broadcast legally. They have to have that, but then the broadcasters feel like, well, we could just charge extra for all these extra channels.
Yeah, but the standard itself is so much better than one.
Yeah,
and it can put out more channels for the they can put more channels for the amount of bandwidth that each channel is. How do I want to say this? They get more sub channels and all that. And it's not as fragile as 1.0.
The modulation is way more robust.
Exactly.
Yeah, it really is. I was down in Minneapolis, and I have a Zapper box too, and I was down in Minneapolis when they rolled it out there, and like the difference between the ATSC 1 channel and the ATSC 3 channel. It was like unbelievable. The robustness of the modulated signal is so much better with ATSC 3.
Well, even when they first proposed it like 15 years ago, they said basically it was going to be like cell phones would have you would have TV on your cell phones. But I don't see any cell phones with an ATSC 3 tuner in it. I mean, that would be great if they did that. But cell phones were trying to take FM radios out of them, like the
That's what I was just going to say.
Yeah.
It's the cell because they make money off of whatever music and video subscriptions.
Data, yeah, the data plans.
Right.
And the data plans is where they make their money. So like, would they sell you?
And that's the cost the most.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And anyway, so the whole thing with LG, and I know that Lion Stillman explains it a lot better, is that there's a legal dispute, like. These legal disputes have like actually killed off technologies as legal disputes.
Betamax, right?
I'm thinking of like the Amiga CD game system. That was like one where, because the CD drive technology was there was a dispute over that with Philips. I think Philips developed the CD-ROMs, and so what ended up happening was they weren't allowed to sell the Amiga CD game system in North America, or no, not in United States of America, but they were sold in Canada. So so the Amiga CDs, I think they were sold in the United States, but it was like really late. And they were kind of a cool system because it basically you can hook a keyboard up to them, and they could be a full computer. They'd be they could turn into the Amiga 1200s. Anyway, a lot of technologies. This is like a story you've heard over and over again with new technology when there's a patent. What screwed Farnsworth? What was Phil's old Farnsworth? What was his name? I'll Google it.
Well, the patent and licensing fee for the next gen, seal of approval and all that is one thing, but the other thing is the DRM, digital rights management, content protection. That's a huge one. With the whole encryption piece.
It's gonna hurt the end user.
Yeah, I think a lot of that though might stem from content providers wanting some kind of assurance that their content is going to be secure. For example, like if let's say that a professional sports teams are looking to sign some kind of a distribution deal with over-the-air television, they want some kind of assurances that their content's going to be protected. Even if it hurts the consumer, which ultimately it does. They want to make sure that those content providers are.
Yeah, where it's really hurting is like with PVR users. Okay, it's like over-the-air TV, where they've had an advantage of over-the-air TVs. You buy these set-top boxes that are also PVRs for like less than $100.
Oh yeah.
And they're going to take it away.
Yeah, they basically want to make it so like it's not make it easy for you to have a PVR.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, that's the thing is that it seems like at this point the rollout it's frustrated a lot of people to the point where they're giving up on it. I think there's probably just a lot of growing pains that are happening with this, but I mean, who knows what's going to happen in a couple of years.
I think more growing pains than ATSC 1.0.
Well, in a lot of ways, yeah.
Yeah, and another thing that's failed is HD radio. HD radio was...
oh, God, yeah. Oh, God, yeah.
Yeah.
HD radio was going to be a new standard of digital radio. Yeah. It was going to be digital AM and FM, but what's happened is there is digital radio. And like there's only a few companies that make the tuners for this technology. Mm-hmm. Are they in the new cars yet?
Yes, in new cars or newer cars, you can even say all the way maybe back to 2012 or 14. But as for home units, it's like nah. Yeah,
I love satellite radio. I love it.
And then now you can get most of these stations if you've got internet connection. You can just listen to it on whatever device.
Yeah,
computer.
I heard a lady. I heard a lady yesterday. She was like using her phone and her data to listen to the local radio station.
Yeah, and that amount of data that can add up.
Because they force you to listen to what they want you to hear. You don't hear all the good music they used to. You know what I mean? That you love. My opinion.
Yeah.
Well, the thing with the whole ATSC3 is that it's still early, but the FCC has set that sunset date for ATSC1 in 4 years, but that is that makes people panic, but that only applies to channels that are going to broadcast in ATSC3. So a lot of little small, low power local stations will probably still be on the air in ATSC1 for many years. And any other stations that are not going to transmit an ATSC3 signal, those will also be on the air for probably many years to come. it just seems like it's a giant mess right now, but could just also be I don't know, kind of a rough patch, and who knows, like I said, in a year from now, maybe
Yeah.
maybe this stuff will be ironed out more, hopefully.
Yeah.
But it all depends on the broadcasters, because they're the ones that control the and the content providers, right? It's what do they want to do with it? If they want to make it consumer friendly, great. But if they don't, then yeah, that could definitely hurt them in the end. If people don't buy into it, right?
Yeah, I think ATSC 3 is. I mean, time will tell. But I'm thinking it's not looking good. Is from what I can see. I don't see it. I don't see it taking off. And if like you can't get TVs for it real easy, it's not as good as they said it was going to be when they said, hey, you're going to be able to get it in your use it. Get information sent to a car. But cars use internet now. If you're but the thing is that what sucks is like you got companies like BMW where you have to be on the internet and unlock features that are built into your car to get them.
Oh god, yeah.
You see,
Or
that's
even a
one of the
Rolls-Royce,
problems
which
is that
also
there's
owned
still
by BMW.
there needs to be some kind of a standard for ATSC3 where you should be able to access at least a bare minimum of ATSC channels, if that's going to be the new standard someday, without an internet connection. Because in a lot of places, where they don't have the infrastructure for internet, so you're going to ask people to pay for satellite internet or high speed internet plus pay for TV channels.
Down here. We got a guy down here in the States. He's putting up thousands of satellites.
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
the thing is though, is that if ATSC3 is going to be, if it is going to actually represent, what broadcast TV airwaves are for, the best interest of the public, there has to be some version of it that's available without internet. And I think ultimately I totally down agree, the road, think about satellite, okay?
It's limited.
Decryption keys can be put on a receiver and be standalone. You don't have to have an internet connection for that. So there's no reason they can't do that for ATSC3, so people can access those free channels without having an internet connection. I mean, especially if it's in the interest of public airwaves, right?
Also, if you had that, why would you even get that in the first place? Just pay for a streaming service. I feel like most people would just do that.
I think that's what most people are going to do.
Yeah, that's the thing.
And that's
easier for them.
It's just easier for people who are not like that are not like us, going to be like hooking up satellite dishes and all this crazy stuff.
Right.
A streaming service is like a smart TV. Some of these smart TVs. With the software they have in it, it's like, why bother with an antenna jack? Like, seriously, because we got our own content, and if we're like a company like Roku, and we can monetize our customers, and make a ton of money off selling them a TV. Basically, Roku is like a game system now. You sell a TV with Roku on it. They're going to be making money off of like selling subscriptions through them. And they probably get a kickback on that. Like
they monetize the data, they anonymize it, and then they sit there and go, okay, whatever. And so the person that might, or the people that might lose out, are the ones that either have no internet or have really slow internet. And then, well, okay, you got to get an antenna up, get what you can, and
yeah. Well, it's like I guess like a lot of people who are. I mean, I don't even feel like there's all these streaming services, and I don't even really use. We have Netflix, which is for my kids, but I don't have there is a lot of people out there that'll have like a ton of streaming services. They'll have cable and like about 20 different streaming services that they pay monthly fees for because they gotta have it. They're like,
they gotta have the sports. They gotta get the whatever
sports.
package.
They gotta get sports, so they gotta get cable. They want to watch movies, so they gotta have Netflix, Amazon Prime, and Disney Plus.
And Disney Minus.
Yeah. So I mean, there's a ton of streaming out there right now. It is a real golden age of television. You don't need to have cable at all anymore, and that's what people are saying about like 10 years ago. I know. I can't wait till I can cut the cord and not have cable anymore. Well, I mean, it's pretty easy to do that now, and I think there's been people around, people that have been doing it long enough. I mean, I still know people, have family members who still have cable, and actually they canceled cable to go to Bell, which is even worse than Rogers, if that is even possible.
Bell, the shitty version of AT&T in Canada.
I guess so. Yeah, that's Bell is. I think they get less channels with Bell, but they have like then they had to buy an Amazon device.
You're forced to buy an Amazon Fire TV stick against your will.
Yeah, you had to buy an Amazon Fire Stick to have Bell, to be able to access the cable channels through Bell. Yeah. There's a lot of Pluto TV, and there's all that stuff too. They have Pluto here in Canada. I don't really use Pluto as much. I probably use there's other apps on the Roku TV that I'll use. We use what's
TikTok. There's a bunch of them.
I use YouTube a lot. YouTube's like one that we use a lot.
Oh yeah, there's so much stuff out there that.
Yeah, YouTube, Rumble. Tubi's another one that we use. I don't have Prime,
Do you
but
watch? Do you get the in Canada and Pluto? Do you get the Top Gear channel?
I think we might. Yeah, I think I might have seen that on there.
Yeah, I watch Top Gear, and then I watch This Old House.
Bottom Gear.
Bottom Gear.
I think it's a bit funny.
Have y'all used the Brave Box, man? When you try to tune in your satellites to GT Media, it's yellow. Brave Box.
What was that? What was the question again? Sorry.
Lost everybody.
Oh yeah, I was like reading the comments here in the YouTube channel.
Hello, can you hear me?
I hear you. I hear you, Wizard. But somebody's asking a question. I'm trying to read it. I'm trying to understand what the question is. Be the sort of counterpart to Dish Network here. Okay, so it's like someone was asking. By Darren was asking what service in Canada would be sort of comparant to Dish Network here in the United States. I would say that would be probably Bell. Actually, the Dish Network dishes and the Bell dishes are like almost like identical. Actually, they say Dish Network on the back of the Bell dishes.
Well, yeah,
just and it's
the
US. It's just a different. It's just a different satellite that it's on. It's not on the same satellite as the Dish Network satellites.
You can use the LMBs for that. For the KU band, yeah, you can't use them here in the U.S. for the DirecTV ones.
Yeah, they have it's like I don't know, some sort of a trade agreement that you can't get Dish Network in Canada. I mean, people have it in Canada, one way or another. But I mean, you can have Dish Network in Canada, but but I think Canadian citizens get like a receiver and bring Bell receivers down to Florida and places like that. I think until they started spot beaming it, so it wouldn't go down to the south though. So maybe that's no more.
Did y'all hear about the lawsuit today? I saw it for Dish. They didn't move their satellite out of the way. They're getting sued for $150,000. FCC.
Yeah, I did hear that.
Are they getting sued by the FCC, or are they getting fined by the FCC?
Yeah, because they couldn't.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
They got fined. They couldn't push the. They didn't leave enough fuel, so they couldn't push the satellite out of the way far enough.
Oh.
For whatever agreement.
One of the EchoStar satellites.
I don't know which one it was, but yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. So it was okay. So one of their satellites is which is in orbit, but they're supposed to have enough fuel to push them out of orbit so that they can.
Yeah, they're supposed to push them up higher to get them out of that whatever
Right.
orbit
I
they
was
were
wondering
in.
how
Yeah.
to do that, how to get it out, like move it out.
They push. So what they do with the satellites when they're done with them, when they're at their end of life, they actually push them out into space, and it's like this big junkyard of satellites, and it just keeps going. Basically, like what was Elon Musk's Tesla Roadster was that his 2008 Tesla Roadster that he put in orbit?
That's funny.
You ever see that? That was like big in the news back.
Yeah.
Google.
So y'all saying they got rocket boosters on the satellites when they get to the end, they boost them out?
Yeah.
They put it up, and then they've got them every so often. They've got to readjust them.
Right.
But I think they're supposed to leave so much fuel at the end we're at the end of whatever the service life of the satellite, and then we got to get it out of there. We got to get it out up into a different, higher orbit, at least for
get
these
out of the way.
satellites.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, right.
So here's the car in space, and I thought this was pretty cool because when we saw the video of the car, like
It would have been better if they actually put the satellites back into the Earth's atmosphere.
the satellite got hit by this car going out into space, because this thing's still flying around space. But the cool thing is when they sent this thing in space, there's a YouTube video of it basically flying off until the batteries died, and it. Where was the picture of the pilot? It said "Don't panic." That's what I thought was funny on it. Yeah, and this is actually Elon Musk's car that he drove, and then he put it into space.
Must be nice to have big money to play around with.
Yeah, that's like. Well, I think they were testing the rocket, and they wanted to just be able to.
Right.
They had no payload because it was a test, so they put the car in like.
Like, go over the top. This rocket's not enough. Let's impress them some more with the car.
Yeah, with a guy in a spacesuit flying out in space and. Oh yeah, here's a picture of it when it was inside the rocket. So.
They could put solar panels on it and keep it charged now. The electric car now.
Yeah, they could have. They didn't think that far ahead, I guess.
That's funny.
So this is one of the early Teslas too. I know some people don't like Teslas. I don't care. As I say, if Tesla wants to give me one of their cars, I'll do a YouTube video review of
There
it.
you go. Do a review on it.
Any car company, any electric car company, as long as it's like legally able to drive here in Canada. Oh wait, whoa. Okay, go ahead. Okay, I got this. I thought I had lost the audio there for a second.
I would recommend if you ever get to drive one, do so.
I gotta wear like one of those fire retardant suits, so like if the batteries catch fire.
Yeah, well,
Uh-huh.
but it is definitely a different driving experience.
Mm-hmm.
I did drive when they first came out with I rented a Toyota Camry hybrid, and that was kind of cool because like when you drove off, it's quiet, and you wouldn't hear the engine until you get rolling.
I will put a plug in for the Toyota. It's their minivan, and
Sienna?
the Sienna. That thing got 40 miles to the gallon. I mean, I was only doing really pretty much flat road and about 70 miles an hour, but that got 40 miles to the gallon. I was quite impressed with that vehicle. And of course, the other thing too was like 70, 80 degrees too, so it was under pretty close to ideal conditions.
I have a 91 Geo Metro that gets 40 miles per gallon.
That's awesome. The one thing I wouldn't like is where they shut off when you're sitting at a traffic light. I don't like where they shut off and start up.
That's scary when you hear that noise. It's like they're at a light, and what if they fail to start and they're sitting there waiting for.
Some vehicles you can disable that function, but yeah, I've been at lights and I hear something will come up or near me and that will shut off, and then
I don't like that. Yeah, that'd be hard to get used to.
Yeah.
I had a question on the YouTube side.
Yeah. Which one? I got a bunch I'm looking at here.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Someone was asking about the Samsung TV app. I haven't used that. I imagine it's it would be comparable to the Roku app. I just know Roku because I've owned a few Roku TVs, and I found that it has a nice, easy, user-friendly interface to it.
Yeah, the Samsung is pretty good too. I have a Samsung in the bedroom, and I forgot what they call their service, but
Samsung TV Plus.
Oh yeah,
okay.
It's not.
Yeah, I did a video on it.
Mm.
It's pretty easy to navigate. It's just like using Pluto or anything else. Nothing too out of the ordinary. And they got some different channels, but some of them are also the same, eh?
Yeah, it's
But
like Pluto TV.
It's another option, eh?
Some of the Pluto TV channels are also the Roku TV live channels.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
They duplicate on different services, eh? So,
Yeah.
but it's another option for people, and it's if you have a Samsung TV and it's built right in, then makes it easier, right?
Yeah.
So.
Hey, do you mainly point your C-band dish at 97 West?
For C-band, I'm usually on 101 West. I used to have it on 97 West a lot, back when there was a few more like network channels.
I think they took a lot of those CATS networks off of 97
Yes,
now.
yeah.
I don't think they're there anymore.
Yeah, there's a lot of channels no longer on 97, so I don't really go to 97 C-band anymore. It's mainly 101 West. And
101, 103. Those
yeah.
are a couple of big ones.
Yeah, and a few of the network channels, there's maybe not as much network channels on there as there once was at one time. I think like even in the analog days, it was there was a lot of channels that would just be open and in the clear. That were like in Canada you can watch Fox. I remember people used to tell me about wrestling because I lived in Canada, and that's what made me want to have a C-band satellite dish back when I was a kid, because like in the 90s you could watch WCW and WWF live. Like they used to you have to wait a day to see it in Canada, and then they would edit all the violence out with crowd shots and stuff like that. So when they hit people with chairs, they would cut to a crowd and not show it. Oh, and then another thing too is our leader here in Canada, who's been in trouble for having cocaine on his plane in India, Justin Trudeau, wants to regulate podcasts. Nothing's and more regulation of the internet. So that's more bad news for Canada. Oh, as if we've already had like, I think the internet gave us like enough suffering here in Canada. Yeah, like we already had like we couldn't get a bunch of channels in Canada years ago. Now it's like, okay, you get too much of the internet, we have to you get one website. You get cbc.ca, and that will be your internet. If Justin Trudeau could have his way.
Because he's a narcissist.
Oh my goodness.
What about healthcare? Y'all still get healthcare? You don't have to pay for healthcare, right?
You got to pay for certain things, but healthcare is some people go to the States for healthcare though too. So if you're rich people, if you're a rich politician, they go to the States for care. So we don't have dental care. We don't have, what else don't we have here? We don't have prescription pharmaceutical prescription care. I mean, we have like if you get injured, you break your leg, you get ambulance rides you have to pay for.
So if you fall off the roof setting up a satellite or something, you're good.
Yeah, you probably you'd.
That's why I don't do roofs.
Yeah, don't do roofs.
I don't do roofs.
Let me say that right now. If you are, do what you see me do in my videos. Just stay on the ground. Get a tripod
on the ground and start
shoveling. Yeah, or if you find
because I don't like heights. I don't like heights. And if you have trees, hire an arbor service guy to come in and chop the trees down, take it down safely and properly. I mean, trees are about I don't know. Big trees could be like it could be like $1,000 for like really big tree, depending on the tree. Yeah.
Down, they're like over 100-foot tall pine trees, big trees.
Yeah, I had evergreens that fell down on me this winter. Like we had a crazy winter storm, and they both blew down in my front yard. And not satellite interfering trees or anything like that. This was on the front yard, the north side. So I was like, oh well, down. Anyway, so yeah, I had to get an Arbicare service come in and cut down the tree. They had the thing I liked that interested me is they have this big the bucket thing, you know, in the truck to go up.
I got one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Van bucket on it. Bucket truck.
Yeah, a van bucket truck. Yeah, so one of those would be cool for like I want to change out my antenna to like a good high gain directional Yagi for UHF.
Yeah.
And get it
on your tower.
on my tower there. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I get enough over the air that I'm happy with. Like I don't really watch a lot of TV. I don't watch. Well, I watch TV.
How much time do you have to watch all this? That's the next.
That's
question.
the thing. Yeah. Like. But I do like to DX. Like I do like if I can pull in Syracuse more often. I think because I can't get that Comet channel hardly anymore out of Syracuse. I like that channel.
Can you? Oh well, you'd have to have a Comet's over. Well, you can Comet.tv or whatever. You can get it over the internet.
Yeah, but I rather it's much cooler to get it off the off the antenna.
Oh, it's probably geo-blocked.
Well, yeah, you're right.
I have a VPN. Yeah. I have VPN. I'm not really pushing VPNs anymore. I don't know, you know, if that's one of the things that could get me flagged.
Complaining.
I don't know.
That's a shame.
Yeah. I mean, I don't have time to watch a lot of this content either, so. I mean.
But a lot of it's just for the fun of the hobby.
Fun of the hobby to be able to see what you can get over the air and pull out of the air.
I'm still missing the days when I was getting the BBC channels off of 43 West. And I mean they were open. They were legally open. It was like a month or maybe 6 weeks they were open. But this was back in 2017 or something like that. But it was pretty cool, and I could use my 5 and 6 foot dishes to get them. To get it, I mean, you could use either one.
That's one thing about satellite is the channels come and go, and sometimes you have a channel on a satellite for a while, and you're like, oh, this is great, and then the next thing you know,
Channel surfing.
Yeah, there's like, it's I mean, I'm watching a lot of KU band. I watch a little bit of my over-the-air antenna, and then I just watch YouTube on my laptop. So I mean, I got plenty to watch. So for when I am, yeah.
Which are the main KU ones you watch, Robbie?
Mainly I'm watching like InfoWars on 99 West.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then Galaxy's, I haven't been listening to the radio on Galaxy 19. There's a few of the talk radio stations that are on there. LRN went away. I used to like Liberty News Radio, and I'm wondering if they're being like, if they're being really screwed over or something, because LRN was saying that they were paying $5,000 a month. They were paying like $1,000 a month for a radio channel on satellite. So if you want a satellite channel,
That'd be cool.
It would cost you, like, say if I wanted to have this 24/7, like a live stream or whatever. One time it was like $5,000 for a standard, like pretty much a standard definition channel with a bit rate. If you had $20,000, you can get a month. You can get like a 720p channel. But a broadcaster can, they can crowdfund that pretty easily. PBS does that and other broadcasters. But anyway, so LRN, because maybe they ruffle feathers, because I don't know, I like libertarianism. You can criticize both sides. You can criticize the left and the right. That's what LRN is like, and that's kind of what I enjoyed. That you get like kind of this argument in between it, and so anyway, they were kind of in a scandal. They're very pro crypto. So that was one of the scandals, and they have a big lawsuit going on over crypto. The government's not happy about that. And so Ian Freeman, I think Ian Freeman's pretty cool because like he would tell people like to get a free to air satellite and put he had a video on YouTube explaining this, and get like an FM transmitter and use LRN's source to create your own. You can use LRN's programming from the satellite from Galaxy 19 and then rebroadcast it and add your own programs or podcasts into it as well. So anyway, they've been they're still on in the third world, which is weird because it's still $800. It's like $1,000 a month for them to be in Europe, but it's $5,000 for them to be in North America. That's what it said on their crowdfunding part of their website, though. So I'm not sure why that is.
What about the Russian channels? I haven't seen the Russian channels.
As soon as the Ukraine war happened, RT was like went off the air, I think within that day. So RT America, so they had like Russia Today, RT had stations, or not a station, but they had like offices for I think they had offices in a bureau in Washington, and they had a bureau in New York. So they shut down their bureaus, and a lot of those people that were like working for RT are gone. Jesse Ventura was on RT. Very quiet about the whole situation. Yeah, and he's been gone. I haven't seen Jesse Ventura hardly at all. Like I go looking for him, but I've always liked listening to Jesse Ventura. Obviously, not someone I agree with everything he says, but he's always been so entertaining the way he says it, right? It'd be great if AEW, if Tony Khan had, like, you know, with his money, decide I'm going to pay Jesse Ventura to come back in commentary. Jesse Ventura has always said, I'll go back to wrestling if they put the decimal point in the right spot. Put him back with Tony Schiavone. That would be awesome.
There's never been a better villain commentator than Jesse Ventura.
Yeah, Jesse Ventura.
Back in the 80s, his commentary was absolute gold. Absolute gold.
I've heard a lot of talk about the conspiracy theories out there too.
Yeah, his show is it's pretty groundbreaking. The conspiracy theory TV show. It was, and that was like something that the network said, okay, get this off our TV channel. We don't want this.
Yep, I've heard them click right to commercials too, man. Right in the middle of when they're talking, they go right to commercial.
Yeah, like he did some things. I mean, it was a disappointment when he did Area 51. He like spent like 20 part of the show. I'm gonna walk across, and I'm gonna go into Area 51. and then he's like, and he looks over. It's not worth it. And then just that was a ripoff. But I got to think of things Jesse Ventura says because I can do his voice, but he's like one of those guys like Alex Jones where he's easy to impersonate. I'm just trying to think of Hogan's not doing as well as he did before. All you got to do is do a raspy voice and a Minnesota accent, and then he could do Jesse Ventura's voice.
Robot Chicken.
What's that, Wolf?
Imagine this got into an episode of Robot Chicken.
Yeah. And
Have you ever seen that show?
I've seen Robot Chicken, but I didn't see Jesse Ventura on. I don't watch Robot Chicken, so I watched the Star Wars. Yeah. No, I haven't watched Robot Chicken. I've seen clips of it, but. All right.
Are we going to bed?
Soon. Actually, I'm been working nights, so I'm usually close to midnight. So evenings, not nights, but.
Hell, he's just getting started.
Yeah. Anything in the chat room here? Not a whole lot, but a few comments here. There is the X-Files is on Comet TV. I used to love the X-Files. I watched that back in the day.
On Fox.
Is there still a lot of international channels up there from Court 61? I remember watching the Iraq station on FTA. Iraq War started. There was a guy in here, and he was like watching, like, I guess there's a war in the Middle East again. And so for me, when I go to breaking news, I go right to X. And there's like news usually breaking their video clips as they're happening.
Palestinians, or
yeah, that's again, it's stirred up again. It's
400 in the hospital and like 40 dead or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Anyway, but anyway, for international, for following international stuff, Galaxy 9 seems really good for that. A lot of people say they don't like the foreign channels or whatever, but I always found it really interesting to see like television from different parts of the world.
Yeah, me too.
And I just thought that was kind of neat that.
Different cultures.
Yep.
Different stuff.
The what was the not Kuwait TV? Someone was saying Iraq TV. I don't know if there is an Iraq channel. I don't think there is, but there was a Kuwait channel. I'm surprised there isn't an Iraq channel now.
There's the cool thing about the Galaxy 19 too is that they have some international sports there as well.
Yeah. A lot of people like it for soccer and all that.
Sports and you can find soccer, basketball, like. So there's always something neat to see there. You're seeing a different perspective of the world. It's kind of neat to see.
Yeah. I don't know if RT is. Someone was saying about RT if they're still up there. I
haven't run a blind scan in a while. I really should actually.
Yeah, I don't know if they're on anywhere else. I know it was like a controversy, I think, for Rumble to still have them, but they wanted to be able to give people both sides of the story. So I don't know. I just going by what you can see. Well, there's North Korean channel. There's that North Korean channel that you see sometimes, and it shows like that it's basically North Korean propaganda. And it was like on 55 West or I remember flipping past it and seeing that. And it was like the North Korean propaganda channel. And it's there. I mean, there's stuff there. I mean, during the Cold War, during the Cold War, they had Russian satellites that had like Russian television programs. I remember watching one of the old C-band documentaries on YouTube that somebody uploaded, and they used to have there was one satellite that got Russian programming.
Yeah. You stand by. Switching to computer.
Switching computer.
What are you doing, buddy?
Is it worth getting a very expensive receiver? The only benefit I could see is if I wanted to run like Kodi on it as well, or does a GT media receiver will it do?
Okay, but first you can't say the K word on YouTube. Apparently, I have a warning on my channel because of that. So sorry, you can't say the K word on YouTube. But so you're asking, is it worthwhile to get like a cheap receiver or a more expensive receiver? See, that's the tricky thing with this hobby is every receiver has their quirks to them.
Mm-hmm.
You can get like an open ATV receiver. I use them all the time. I love the features it has. But open ATV is a pain in the butt to set up.
Even the cheap receivers, though, too, you have to have some knowledge of how to set them up with transponders and satellite entry and all that. So, I mean, no matter what receiver you have to be willing to learn a little bit about that.
Yeah, that's part of that. There's no store. You don't go to Best Buy and say, I want a free satellite TV receiver. They'll look at you like a deer in the headlights. They have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. Same thing as you walk into Best Buy. You want a computer with Linux on it. You want like Ubuntu. You want Linux, Mint. I want a computer for Linux, Mint. They'll look at you like a deer in the headlights. We don't have anything like that, but we can sell you this Mac. Like they don't know anything, you know. So it's like it's not a normie thing, I guess you could say. You have
I
to.
think the biggest misunderstanding.
The same channels, no matter what receiver you have, as long as you're using the same dish or.
They gotta have certain capabilities. Like the newer ones have H.265. So there's a certain level you should get, and then after that, it's depending what you want to do with it. Do you want to stream over your house internet to whatever other area in the house, or you just want to watch it on one set?
Android boxes now.
At this point, if someone wants to get into the free-to-air satellite hobby, you want to at least get a receiver that does MPEG-4 H.264. There's not really any H.265 HEVC channels out there right now, except for satellite 117 West.
Yeah.
Now in the future there probably will be more, but at this point, if you get an MPEG-4 H.264 receiver, you're going to get 99% of the channels that are out there.
Now, to get an H.265 receiver, it's really only going to be, a lot of the receivers are only like $20 more. So it's like,
you might as well just get the Amico.
Yeah.
Where do you purchase them? Because I've had a hard time finding anything, being from North America. And
well, the first thing is you don't go into Best Buy. You don't go into Walmart and ask for a free satellite TV receiver. They'll have no idea what you're talking about. So,
yeah, for sure.
So you gotta pretty much go to eBay. I like to support eBay because the way I see it is eBay is it helps. Some people are selling stuff from their house and they're doing it as a side business. So that's kind of where I like eBay. I can make, I'll be honest, in the full disclosure, if I send you an affiliate link, it's an affiliate link. I get a small commission. eBay has been really decent to me. Amazon, there's a reason why Jeff Bezos must be the richest man in the world, because I don't get a whole lot of commissions from that guy, and it's Amazon.
For sure.
Yeah.
So Robbie, if I had to guess, you get a couple % from eBay or something like that?
Yeah.
Total...
So if I saw, it's like a few dollars off $100 or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I'm not retiring off that. It just helps. it does help me a bit because I'm doing consulting, and I'm not like I don't charge anyone for consulting. I like to do it out of the passion of what it is. I am a believer in Jesus Christ, and if someone wants to get the faith-based channels and they want to get something that would help their faith, learn more about the Bible, there is a lot of programs that will do that. If you want to learn more about the world, I believe it's a good thing for people to be informed on what's events that are happening in the world and be able to go to other sources that are not the state official, the ruling class government's approval version of the truth that they want you to believe. You can get alternative opinions through satellite. So I'm a big believer in the free satellite TV and how that can help. So I believe I'd like to do a service for people just to help them to get into the hobby. Obviously, if you're just looking for, or if you're looking for just like, the stupid TV programming, just pay for cable, because there's not really the network stuff on the free to air stuff. But you get like a lot of content that I find is fairly worthwhile watching. As I say, I probably watch more content. I probably have more content on like when I'm just sitting, have room noise and news playing. I'm getting it from satellite, and I'm not just on the internet getting it. So
yeah, it's definitely good for whatever you want to call it, white noise or background noise too. That's what I like the radio channels for.
Yep, fall asleep.
But there's also there's a lot of interesting channels on satellite. You just won't see them on cable or broadcast TV.
The interesting thing with C and KU band, you'll see channels on C and KU band that you won't see on cable, and there's channels on cable that you won't see on C and KU band. So it's like it's a little bit of a different world. And I've done several videos where I go through all the channels that are available, and they're probably outdated now. So that your best bet is like to go to TV or RoSat or LinkSat. And another thing is, I was just looking on TV or RoSat, and they do have C-band satellite dishes. It seems to be they have them in stock. At least when I go to their website. So if you want to buy a brand new C-band dish, it seems that they do have them in stock. I don't know if they have the Amico or not the Amico. They never sold the Amico, but they had the Edison receivers. But I wish they had a more user-friendly receiver that would be. They were kind of pushing the Linux receivers, which are like the OpenATV receivers, which are not the best thing for a noob to use, but.
Yeah, you probably want to start off simple in the hobby. You know, like it does, like even when you talk about not just receivers, but aiming a dish as well. When you're aiming a dish, it takes a while to kind of get a feel for it in a way, eh?
And there are a couple apps for phones you can use, so it'll show you wherever you are. And you'll see a map. You'll be looking down, and you'll get a pretty good idea where to start aiming it.
I've had most.
Yeah.
I have my luck is with the ones with the analog meter, just the analog meter with the signal.
Yes. I have an analog meter connected to my.
That's my top meter, to be honest with you. That's my top meter right there. And I've got a digital Brave box. What's it called? Brave box. GTA Media. It's yellow. I
do the same thing. My exact setup. Yep.
But that thing is weak, man. My Brave box is weak, man. I ain't had much luck with the Brave box. It is digital. It's got the TV screen on it and all that. I did better with my analog meter. To be honest.
I put the analog meter in line with that box, and I just have them both together, and it works great.
I wish I had a C-band.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, you can find C-band dishes sometimes locally. People. In a lot of areas, they're still up in yards, and people want them gone. And if you're willing to put the work in, and some people will let you take it down for free, or maybe, just a few bucks. You can always put a local ad out if you want, or keep an eye out and see if someone's looking to get rid of one.
Yeah.
Or even with the KU band satellite dishes too. They're free. They're out there. They're free.
Yeah. Yes, like in Canada here, the Shaw or the Star Choice dish. I mean, you could find those on the curb sometimes. Sometimes Robbie, I found one of those. The larger Star Choice. Remember the big round dishes they had?
Big round ones they had. Star Choice. Yeah, Star Choice.
Yeah, remember those round ones? Like I can't remember how wide they were. But...
Yes. So if just for context, so it was Star Choice, then it became Shaw Direct.
Right. Yeah.
And that's what we're talking about. And I think
I found one of those on the.
Were they the first Star Choice in Canada, or was it Bell Express View?
That I'm not sure, but yeah, I'm not really sure, to be honest. About that. But...
Yeah, because I think there one time EchoStar was in Canada, and they were doing C-band. They were doing C-band stuff along, like there was companies doing C-band subscription in Canada, and then they it all switched to the direct to home, the linear KU band stuff. Well, actually, Shaw Direct's not even linear KU band, and that's another thing. Is satellite is like these direct to home providers are still using like MPEG-4. And not moving it to HDOT. That's where I thought Orbi TV had a technical edge, but they were like 10 years too late, I guess, to the game.
Well, it's interesting because even like over-the-air television with an antenna, I think they're still like H.262, MPEG-2, I think at best.
Oh yeah, ATSC one.
They're way behind. Yeah,
it's lame. Yep, it's lame.
Yeah, or Orbi.
So now we can go back to ATS3. Is that MPEG-4?
ATSC3.
Yeah.
I don't. I
Or
think
is that
it would be
at
at least
265?
MPEG-4. It might even be Havoc. It depends.
Yeah.
Because like the bandwidth on over-the-air television is just so packed now. They probably have to use Havoc, especially if they're going to have multiple HD channels on one carrier, right?
So they did actually. There has been areas where I guess broadcasters have had MPEG-4 on broadcast that they were broadcasting, just to see. But they wouldn't do all the channels in MPEG-4. They would just do one or two to see if anyone would notice it missing.
Well, that's the other thing too, is that it's like a lot of people can't tell the difference between 720 and 1080.
No, they can. Yeah.
So I mean. So is it worthwhile?
Depending
I
on
don't
the
know.
screen size and how well it up converts, yeah.
That's the thing too, eh? So.
Well, question for you guys is: dish pointer broken, or is it because I'm using this this browser with this is like this browser might have issues?
The dish pointer app.
No, this is dishpointer.com.
Or a dish pointer.
Because
website.
usually Google Maps will pop up. Maybe it's just not liking Firefox today.
Check it.
Yeah. I was going to show how you can usually get an idea of where your satellite beam is put in your dish.
Oh yeah.
But it's not.
No, it seems to be working okay. I'm just trying it right now here.
Okay, it just doesn't like this browser. I'll show. I've showed it in other videos before. It's basically like how to aim your satellite dish videos that I've done on my channel, where I just show you this one website where you can put your dish on your house on Google Maps and just get an idea if you can get line of sight for the satellite.
Yeah, and it gives you all the parameters for all the parameters for aiming the dish, the elevation, azimuth, and the skew for your location, because all of that is dependent on your actual location. Sometimes you get questions from people, and it'll be like, what's the elevation and the aim for my dish? And it's like, well, it depends on where you are. It's different for everybody.
Yeah, and then that's really important if you're setting up a motor, like to have your elevation set for the dish so that you can get the full arc, or even setting up
your declination's got to be bang on.
Yep, and a good compass, because internet on the phone doesn't do very well with the compass.
Yeah, which I found out was like if I hold it right to the pole, that throws it off. So you have to.
Because it's metal. That's why.
Yeah. So if you're holding it right near your satellite dish, because it's metal, and you're like, it'll throw it off. So.
Yeah.
So, Robbie, you been doing much with shortwave or anything like that?
So when I went camping, I brought like my computer and my MLA 30. What is that? Just make sure I'm saying it right. The loop antenna that I use, the MLA 30.
Just this past summer.
Yeah, this summer, and I don't really use shortwave at home. It's really noisy here, like in this area. Must be like a lot of LED lights and a lot of TVs that have throw a lot of noise. But when I go camping, it's really quiet. So it's kind of a fun time to play with shortwave because I can hear a whole lot of stations. I can hear people talking in HF mode, and I don't really have much interest in being in the amateur radio and talking because I don't want to spend all the money on that. But I do like the hobby and appreciate it for what it is. If there ever is a zombie apocalypse or something like that, or the world shuts down for whatever reason, I'll have lots of radios to stay informed of what's going on, at least.
That's right.
Thank God that at least zombies aren't real anyway.
No, I just say that as because I've been watching Walking Dead, and I watched The Last of Us. And there's a difference between Last of Us and Walking Dead. Last of Us, the characters, you want them to get eaten by zombies.
Getting spanked by zombies.
or something. Yeah. And
Sorry there.
well, Walking Dead, there's some characters you want to see. I hope the zombies get them. They're pretty bad. Yeah, so yeah, I've been watching that. I just find the survivalism of those shows were quite interesting. And I don't watch any shows. Then I started watching this. I'm like, why would I watch this zombie show? But kind of got into it and was watching it. I haven't watched the new Star Wars yet, the Ashka or whatever. A lot of people are talking about that. If anyone is a Star Wars fan, should I watch all the Star Wars Rebels and all that first, or?
I'm not a Star Wars fan.
I am a Star. I love the Mandalorian. I thought that was like better than the movies that I waited my entire life for. Waited like 40 years, not 40 years, but almost 40 years for to see Luke Skywalker and Han Solo, and it was a big letdown. And but the Mandalorian was pretty good.
Pine Solo. Instead of Han Solo, it was actually called Pine Solo. Sorry. You got the joke, right? So
I'm
Han
multitasking
Solo-
here as I'm. Any other questions in the chat room? And if I didn't answer or we didn't get to cover those questions, let me just take your mouse, select it, copy, and paste. That's what I do.
Oh, we haven't talked any Linux.
No, I didn't want. We have bigger numbers than I found. I was thinking I should bite my tongue on the Linux stuff because we always like if I start talking about Linux, that's when like I see the numbers drop in the stream.
Oh, okay, all right.
I think there's people that want the free TV, they stay for that, but then there's people that drop out once we start talking about Linux. And it is a free what's the name of the show? Free satellite TV, Saturday Night Live chat room, Saturday. I mean,
There you go. As advertised.
as advertised. I want to go as advertised. I don't want to be like.
Yeah.
Let's bring up. Here, where is it? Where is it? Here we go. Let's go to that. So this, and all I think they need to do is take this 39 confusion out of there and say it's a 33 by 36. Just actually take that out and put a X between those. I don't know if you can see my mouse on that.
Oh yeah, the 39-inch dishes you were mentioning those earlier.
Yeah,
right?
and
they're definitely not 39 per se.
Yeah,
they're definitely a good sized KU band.
they're a good sized dish. They're gonna kick like a mule,
But they I get they must be kind of egg shaped like that though. I don't know if it's because of the look angle. Maybe like when you're looking down at it, it kind of has a round appearance to it or something. I don't know exactly what that's for, but they're definitely not 39.
Yeah.
Exactly. But they're a good sized dish, so that's for sure.
Yeah, Electronica on eBay, and they have like just the dish if you want to buy just the dish, or just the motor. They have a lot of. Don't buy this. If you want to get in the free to air hobby, like don't buy that. And they have multi-part LMBs. Sorry.
Is there any newer LNBs or any when we talk about technical stuff? Any newer receivers or anything that has come up in the last 6 months or?
Not really that I've seen. I think the technology's pretty much yeah. I think things are going to get getting cheaper. Where it's almost like you want to get an older. Sometimes in this hobby you want to buy older things that So this is the bracket I was telling you about. I tried this before and that was a headache and a sunburn to figure that out. To get like 4 satellites off one LMB bracket.
Yeah, I was thinking about trying one of those out myself.
I should. Yeah, that's one thing
just to tinker with it, but
yeah, it's one thing I'd like to try out, but yeah.
That looks kind of crazy.
Oh, and this is what I warn people about. Don't buy this. Do not waste your money on this. I don't even know what that dish is. 30. It says 36. It looks like it's a 20-inch dish. But the SCART plug at the back. That's for your peeing. And they sell this in so you don't want that. You want an HDMI output, and I don't see an HDMI output on this Dreambox. So avoid that. So the 100-foot of cable. That's a good deal. Who's in here that can tell me? Kurt can tell us. Where can I get a server rack? Maybe that's what I just need to look up on eBay. Like, what is how much is a server rack for putting my modulators into like creating a server rack for doing modulators?
Oh yeah, that modulator you got is cool. That one that does, what is it, up to eight inputs or?
Yeah, I have no use for that. I almost feel like I should go to
awesome.
to a hospital or something like that. The hospital.
Yeah, you actually want a computer server rack, like like one of the 19-inch.
Well, they're looking pretty expensive here though. Like here's like a $400. It's basically just metal, right? And it's like
a PA rack system.
You know what though? I should be able to find one secondhand, right?
You could try if you're on. Well, you are on Facebook.
Yeah.
You have Marketplace up there, right?
Yeah, we have Marketplace up here.
You can try if Craigslist is still does anything up there.
Here they kind of went with Kijiji, but then Kijiji got this really bad reputation for people no-showing. Like it was very anonymous, so you could say I'm very interested in this, and then the person would never show up.
Yeah.
So
What a shame.
yeah,
Frustrating.
I did sell a table saw today, and I did it through Facebook Marketplace, and it got made $80. The tax man's gonna want to watch this stream. Make sure
You declare that on whatever tax line you got there up there.
Marketplace is terrible, man. They're like cutthroat on there. They cutthroat you.
No, Marketplace, you found that?
Yeah, a lot of cutthroats, man. There'll be like 50 people that want your item, and then next thing you know, it's an auction. I don't know.
That server rack thing is just something I'm thinking of. And also, you can buy a lot of secondhand servers, like computer servers, like old Lenovo and IBM servers that you can put in a rack.
Yeah, but you're just looking for the rack itself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell, just build one. Shit.
Yeah. Well, oh, yeah,
Get out the 2x4 start.
Yeah, just do a 2x4.
Wait, you sold your saw. You can't do it now.
Yeah, I sold table saw. Dang.
Hell, some aluminum angle iron, or not iron, but aluminum angle.
So, has there been anything in the chat room here? I'm just clicking back here.
No.
Any questions here?
What's your favorite receiver?
I think my day-to-day one that I use is
NFL?
no, it's the OpenATV, but it's not. It's like what I like, but it's also what I don't recommend to people because it's so hard to set up. I recommend the Amico because it is easier to set up. But I actually use I was using the Dreambox, but right now I'm using the I use the Z Gamma a lot. That's one I was using for a long time, and I liked the Z Gamma because it had a hard drive built into it. So I ended up like.
Which Dreambox did you have?
Is the Z Gamma the receiver that does 422?
No, that would be the open box. I think I have the box down here for it.
Oh, okay.
Is it open box or no? It was gosh, that was like almost 10 years ago, I think. The AZ box. I bought that.
AZ, that's what it was. Okay, yeah.
Oh yeah. Is that Dr. Sat guy? I don't hear anything about that guy anymore. I bought it from him, and he told me that there'll be an ATS just like 5-10 years ago. There would be an ATSC tuner built in them, and then there never was. And at that time, I really wanted to get like a dual ATSC tuner in it and a DVB tuner, like, you know, a box, do everything box, right? But
combine your TV antenna and your satellite into
yeah,
one.
this is why I never bought a Blu-ray player, because I was waiting for a VHS Blu-ray player that was affordable, and that never happened. But and it was like that with the Z Gamma. It was a dual. It did do ATSC and DVB, S2 and all that. But the ATSC part was not. It was very. There was it was flaky. It the video broke up all the time, so it might have been a bad tuner of mine.
Which Dreambox do you have?
Dreambox? I don't think I have a Dreambox, do I?
Oh, I thought I heard you say Dreambox.
No, I was saying when I was talking about Dreambox, I was showing the eBay thing, and it has a Dreambox. It's called a Dreambox, but it's like there's been a few brands. I think there's a few different brands that use that name. I don't recommend the one they had at Electronica, because it was it looked like a receiver from basically 2008. 2006 or something.
Well, that's the problem. Is if it only does MPEG 2, then you're only going to get really a few channels off of Galaxy 19 and radio channels. That's about it.
Yeah. So avoid that, or someone's going to buy that and find or they'll do a scan on it. If they actually figure out how to get hooked up to their TV, they'll have to buy a SCART to HDMI adapter.
Yeah, no.
And
you're better off just to buy the dish separately.
Yeah,
and the receiver.
I mean, I really wish that there was someone on eBay selling everything that you need. Rick Taylor. Sorry, I'm not. Sells a package for Galaxy 19 viewing over on his website.
What receiver does he include with that?
I don't know. I'll look it up here. Just Google Rick's Wild Feeds. This is also a great place to go for news on satellite. I just want to look at his now in stock Octagon, RickSatelliteUSA.com, and I think here's his package. Here he has it's $269 for Galaxy 19 KU band. This is for listeners of the Power Hour. It's like a shortwave radio program, so he's on that program sometimes, and he tells people he can get this satellite system. So it has an Octagon satellite receiver.
Oh, an Octagon, okay.
Yeah, and this looks like a...
It's Havoc too, eh?
What's that?
It's Havoc, like H.265?
Oh, yeah. Well, that's just a picture of
That's
it.
good.
Oh, yeah, the H.265 says right there on the box.
I'm not. I can't see your YouTube.
No, you're not looking at it. Okay, well, it's there.
No.
I assure you. It has an Avenger LMB, and there's Octagon receivers.
I'm just looking on his website here.
Yeah, he sells a 90 centimeter KE band dish with it, and yeah. So
okay.
Yeah. So he does sell a package deal, like if you just want Galaxy 19, $269 US. He does within the 48. So some of my American friends can explain to me what that means. When they do shipping within the 48 states, within no Alaska, no Hawaii, but they'll do with the continental.
Right.
Yeah.
What was the question about the U.S.?
The U.S. When a shipper says they ship within the 48 states, not Hawaii. Excluding Hawaii and what was the other one? Hawaii and Alaska.
But that just means the U.S. Yeah.
Yeah.
USA.
Yeah, and I don't know if he ships to Canada or not. maybe it doesn't.
I doubt it. That just says.
It just says U.S. here, so.
Yeah.
So if you're in the States, you want to buy from Rick. There you go.
He wants extra napkins if you want Canada.
I guess so. Yeah. But yeah, he's been. There's a filter. Oh, okay, one of these C-band filter things. Satellite systems. I don't think he sells C-band equipment. I think the only place that has been doing that over the last long time it would be like TVROSat. But that's a free plug for Rick's Satellite. For me, I don't care. Like all these forum sites fight with each other and have like their drama and disputes. I'm like, I just want people to enjoy free-to-air satellite and free satellite TV and have fun with the hobby.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I'll have to get back out there and point up some dishes.
Robbie, there is a question in the chat about LNBs.
Yeah. Let's go back.
Yeah. Robert Johnson, question about LNBs using a standard and a universal. Changes settings still works some, but not all frequencies.
Oh yeah. So I'm thinking like he's scanned in with universal the wrong frequencies. If you do a blind scan and you have your LMB low set wrong, you'll still scan in channels, but it'll be on the wrong frequency. But then you won't get them all because you're out of range, I guess, to pick up all the channels from either the higher or the lower. So I did that recently. My recent video where I actually scanned in Galaxy 19, I just skipped past it. I was like, okay, well, I had the wrong LMB frequency, but I was like, oh, okay, here's Positive TV. I was just showing like it was working, and Positive TV went anyway. So yeah, if you have it set wrong, you do a blind scan. Sometimes you'll still scan in channels. It'll just be on the wrong frequency.
Yeah, and you can use in North America. You can use a standard or a universal LNB.
Yeah.
The universal LNB gives you the full KU bandwidth, but in North America, the only like the top half of the frequencies is used. If you're somewhere else in the world, then you'd want to use a universal.
I think there was only one satellite that was like really far east. It was like a 30 something west or something like that.
Yeah.
Had a LM where you would need a universal LMB to pick it up, and it was like one or two, only a couple channels. So all the rest of them, you could pretty much pick them up with the standard LMB in North America. Yeah. But the thing was, I found universal LMBs because they probably produce more of them for around the world. They were more. When you type in LMB, I'll type it in on eBay here. I bet you it's going to be a universal LMB. Let's see here. KU band LNB. Yeah, I'll switch to my. Let's see. Let's see here. Firebox. So here, KU band. Here's a single. It's universal linear. So there's universal. They're all universal. Is what I see on eBay these days. It used to be standards. You didn't, so maybe one universal, but they're all standards now, or they're all universal.
Well,
but that's
like you said, Robbie. The most important thing is getting that local oscillating frequency ready.
Yeah. So you buy any of these off eBay right now, pretty much you're gonna hook it up to your receiver, and your frequency will be 10600, right? Most likely.
Yeah.
Even under universal, yep. Set that to 10600. Yep, universal.
Mm-hmm. Usually, that's the thing. The universal has two band. It has the high and the low band, so you might have to put it as 9750 to 10600.
If your receiver has that. Sometimes the receiver will just say, depends on the receiver. I think the Open ATV will say just universal. Just doesn't do the frequency, it just says universal LMB, and it doesn't.
Yeah.
Mine goes
But if
higher.
you're not sure,
Universal only will play the Universal theme.
Mine goes higher. It goes like 11 something.
Sorry, I mean,
but yeah, the 250, those ones are for like your Bell
Right,
LNBs. The best thing to do though is you gotta check the label on your LNB because it should stay on there what the frequency is.
You definitely want Universal 10 650 though for when you're setting it up for KU.
Or what was it?
You definitely want your set to Universal the KU 10 650.
Yeah.
10600.
Yeah, but as they say,
Sorry.
different receivers will have like different wording, I guess, for it. It's like okay, and I'm going to talk about Linux and lose some viewers here, but so like Linux programs, they have different wording for different the same type of thing will have different wording. So when you go to the top of the screen to click on something, sometimes they have the different wording in the setup. So you got to watch out for that. And receivers are like that too. Like my Open ATV receiver, it has a lot of different wording on technical terms that I was like, what the heck is this? And there's no dictionary online to find out what they're talking about. Yeah, so anyway, the chat room here. I'm just going to click on the Firefox here to see it better. Danny Shorewave's asking where you can find a mount for cheap. An old Channel Master 1.2 meter dish was given to him. So is it like a standard mount, Danny? Or is it one that you different size? So now you can cut a pole and mount and put it on the pole and cement it into the ground, especially for a 1.2 meter dish, which is like a 4-foot dish, right?
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah. Now Robert Johnson.
Project. I was actually doing a project involving that YouTuber Tapeworms will be right.
All right, we'll just there we go. There. And so sorry, I got distracted there. So someone is asking about 10750. The Robert Johnson was asking. So yeah, it depends on the LMB that you have. If it's if you do have a standard, sometimes a lot of people. I used to see standard LMBs a lot more than I would see universals. So the frequency is 10750. Seems to be. But and I think the reason for that is most of the world uses universal. So like if you're in anywhere in Europe, in the Mideast, or in Africa, they're probably all using. So they mass produce universal LMBs because that's what the demand is. So for us, that's like it was a real niche hobby. Like satellite is a mainstream hobby in most of the world except for North America. So. It's like my friend from Europe, Volker. He was saying that he wanted to catch the stream tonight, but it's like the middle of the night for him in Austria. In Austria, so he'll catch the replay, I hope. So anyway, so I guess we'll wrap this stream up. Maybe we'll chat in the Discord. Some people come out of the woodwork and chat in the Discord. In this Discord here. Here's a story of some satellite family. Okay.
I was thinking that too.
Yeah. All right, and then they turn their cameras on when the stream's over. Here's a story of a guy named Robbie that loved his satellite dish. Okay.
I was actually trying to turn my camera on. I couldn't turn it on. I don't know why.
I love Me TV on Sunday afternoon, so I'll tell you that right now. if you know what I'm talking about. And when the Brady Bunch come on.
Be like, don't try this at home.
So yeah. So did I have a video to play here? Nah. Well, I'll go out with the video here, and I guess we're done. I'm kind of tired. I kind of want to sit back and just listen, tinker with things. So doing all this.
Hey, I appreciate it, Robbie Strike, man. I appreciate the info and all that kind of stuff going on.
I appreciate everyone joining tonight. I like these chats where we can have a group gathering. Hopefully YouTube doesn't ban us for talking about something strange and they have no idea what their bots have no idea and understand what we're talking about and ban us for talking about what we love.
Let's hope not.
No,
it was good to chat with everybody.
If it is,
Robbie,
follow me on Rumble in case YouTube bans us because yeah, be sure to follow me on Rumble and then you'll find out you don't have to watch the ads as much.
Thanks for having us,
All right.
Robbie.
All right, have a good night, guys. We'll see you.
All right.
We'll see you
in the chat.
See you in the chat. Yeah, yeah. Join us over on Discord.
Take care.
Yeah.